It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, April 29th, and we are waking up with temperatures in the upper 50s as of 5 a.m., and I am watching a cold front push through the region right about now for the Springfield metro area. Cold front coming through, and that's actually great news for us because what it's doing is taking all that moisture, humidity, high dew point from the weekend and all the storm chances, and it's clearing it out of here. We're going to see a much nicer day across the Ozarks. We need a dry day. I know many of you probably waking up a little bit tired today after some of the active severe weather that we had around late last night in the Ozarks. Some signs of tornado damage in a few areas across the Ozarks. So the National Weather Service will be out in a couple of spots today surveying for any damage reports. We did have some radar indicated activity of tornadic activity late last night, just after 9 p.m. or just before 9 p.m. for the Clever area. And then, of course, the tornado warning that many of you were alerted to just after 9 p.m. for the Springfield metro area, portions of Greene County, and portions of Webster County, too. So likely there will be a couple of survey crews out today checking out any spots. And if you have any damage reports, make sure you relay those to the National Weather Service so they can get crews out to check it out in some of those spots that were a bit in question with some of the strong storms last night. Thankfully, I haven't heard of damage that's been too bad in many areas across the region. And what we have today is a much nicer day. So if you have some limbs down, the yard to clean up, something like that, today will provide a nice afternoon to get out and do so. We are waking up as of 5 o'clock, as I mentioned, but we'll see numbers warm up in a big way today. I have 75 degrees for the high temperature in Springfield. It's going to be a sunny day, and we are now watching those north winds kick in on the backside of this cold front. The wind's not too strong today, 5 to 10 miles an hour. I'm expecting it to be a very pleasant afternoon to get outdoors, and we need the dry time. There's still a little bit of residual flooding from all the rounds of rain that came through the Ozarks over the last couple of days. And some of that water is going to get soaked up today. That's really the process that we need to see. Grass is growing like crazy in many places too. Today, though, promises to be a drier day in the forecast, but overall, this week still looks like a fairly active pattern. Not just for us here in the Ozarks, but across much of the country. There's this big trough that's going to be driving a couple of storm systems across the center part of the country this week. And it's the south that's seeing the strong to severe storm chances today. This is going to be down in the far southern portion of Louisiana, back through portions of southern Mississippi. We've got widespread rainfall for the Ohio River Valley today. That's going to be marching off to the East Coast as we head closer to midweek. We start the week with a couple of dry days here in the Ozarks, and then I've got rain and storm chances pushing back in here as early as Wednesday night, and then it looks unsettled as we move toward Thursday and Friday as well. High temperatures on Tuesday, we could be back to the 80s in spots. So we warm up in a hurry. We do have a couple of dry days to enjoy. If you want outdoor activities, I would say plan them for today and tomorrow because the unsettled weather returns for us as we head closer to the middle of the week. I think the second half of the work week, we could see some rain and storms. As far as severe weather is concerned, I don't see any big signal for strong to severe storms, thankfully, but I know many of you do not need more rain this week, and that's what we'll be watching, especially some of our northern counties that got 4 or 5 inches of rain over the last 5 days. You're not wanting any more, and the rain and storms that arrive for late in the week could provide some flooding chances, so I'll keep a close eye on that. Overall, what we're talking about, though, is a warming trend for much of the country. In fact, the next 6 to 10-day temperature outlook, this promises temperatures to likely be above average for this time of the year, and I think we see that here in the Ozarks. Today looks like a lovely afternoon. I have about 75 degrees for the Springfield metro area. Some folks seeing as warm as 78, 79 degrees for the afternoon highs, and we will become mostly sunny through the course of the day today. Clear sky in the forecast tonight, nowhere near the freezing point, with lows at about 52 for Tuesday morning. On Tuesday afternoon, we're in the mid 80s. I mean, it's almost feeling like summertime by the time we get to Tuesday. We're still in the mid 80s for Wednesday. And then that rain and storm chance returns for us as we head into Wednesday night. And I've got scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast on Thursday too. Despite the unsettled pattern for the second half of the week, it still looks like it's going to be a warm week with 80s starting on Tuesday, lasting through Wednesday and Thursday of this work week's forecast. So Warm, but stormy. Oftentimes that's what we see as we head, make that transition from late spring into the summertime months. You see those warm days with active weather. It doesn't rain all day long, but where it does rain, you could get some very heavy downpours. Around the country, other things making headlines in the weather department include this high elevation snowfall that's forecast to spread inland from the Pacific Northwest into the northern Rockies. That's what's happening through the course of the afternoon today. We've also got warmer than average temperatures in the forecast for most of the Midwest. This is going to extend all the way to the mid-Atlantic. And then more active and unsettled weather is in the forecast for the middle part of the country. I think that's going to really take place as we head closer to some of the southern states and into the Tennessee Valley. That happens later today and then pushes even further to the southeast as we move into Tuesday. All right, it is time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister question for the day. This is the question that I left you with late last week, and many of you may have guessed this one correctly. So, congrats if you did. Here it was. When did the United States flag get its 50th star? The options that I gave you were A, July 4th, 1776, B, April 6th, 1865, C, July 4th, 1960, or April 26th, 1960. The correct answer here, if you chose C, July 4th, 1960, you would be correct. The 50th star is added a year after Hawaii became the 50th state on the Stars and Stripes Forever. So, congrats. If C was your guess, you're now entered to win a $20 gift card to Scooters Coffee. Thank you so much, Scooters. And I know many of us need an extra cup of coffee after some of those late night thunderstorms rolled through the Ozarks late last night. Here's the question that I'll leave you with for early tomorrow morning. Do you know this record? What is the Guinness World Record for the longest board game marathon? How long do you think board games could be played? Here are your options. A, 80 hours. B, 24 hours. C, 300 hours. Or D, 64 hours. No Googling. That takes all of the fun out of it. But if you want to submit your guess over at aroundtheozarks.com, I welcome you to do so. The prize is pretty awesome. $20 to Scooters Coffee. All correct answered, entered, and we draw one winner every single day. So start off the work week right. You can enter that contest over at aroundtheozarks.com. While you're there, by the way, we are running a super fun contest for Mother's Day. You can head on over to the website, click on contest, and you're going to find this Mother's Day giveaway. You can win a beautiful bouquet of flowers from the flower merchant and a gift card for dinner for mom to Civil Kitchen. Free to enter, aroundtheozarks.com. That's where you find both the Brain Twister question and our Mother's Day giveaway. Thank you so much for listening early this morning. I hope you have a fantastic start to the week. It's going to be a beautiful day. Enjoy the sun, high temperature in the mid 70s, low relative humidity, and it's a dry day in the Ozarks. So at least we have some nice weather to start out the new work week. I will chat with you again early tomorrow morning.